a local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. We assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. Come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham.
Are you looking for the perfect refrigerator? What about a new stove or washer or dryer? It only makes sense to shop at the one place that specializes in appliances, top to bottom, big or small. And that's Kelly Appliance in Lawrenceburg. Kelly Appliance is home to all major name brands, including LG. LG makes life good with a full selection of refrigerators, cooking appliances, dishwashers, microwaves, and more, including appliances made right here in Tennessee. Family owned and family operated. Stop by Kelly Appliance on Jerry Street in Lawrenceburg today.
What really matters during the ball game, we're at that point in the season where some are just beginning, some have already ended, and others are at that point where it's either win or go home. Depending on what your perspective is, it changes everything, doesn't it? In 2 Corinthians 4 and verse 18, we're reminded we don't look at the things that are seen, but at the things that are unseen. For the things that are seen are temporary, but the things that are unseen are eternal. Keep your focus, keep your perspective on the right things, the things of God, the eternal things. And that message brought to you by your friends at the Leoma Church of Christ.
Back to school equals back to big savings at Heritage Automotive in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Score 0% financing on select models and up to $15,000 off MSRP on new 1,500 trucks. Over 150 used vehicles, all priced to move and below market value. Need service? Our expert team is ready, and we've got loaner vehicles to keep you moving while we work. Hurry into Heritage Automotive, where the deals are hot and the savings are huge.
Heritage Automotive. Expect more, experience the difference.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome to Friday Night Lights as we get you ready for everything going down in Southern Middle Tennessee in Week 2 of the high school football season. AJ Good with Hayden Burks and Michael Marks. And guys, we had an exciting Week 1. We've already seen an exciting start to Week 2 in Alabama and Tennessee, and we got some big rivalry games going down here tonight on Friday.
Yeah, I mean, any week when you got Loretto and Lawrence County going head-to-head, you know it's going to be a good one. And, you know, and other than that, I mean, we've got plenty of good games around the area. So, I mean, well, I guess we'll get into it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, with last week, getting over that Week 1 high of, you know, just the excitement behind it with big wins for Lawrence County and, you know, other than that, Wayne County also a big win over Richland, too. And then this week we got Summertown in Wayne County, and Summertown is debuting their new field this tonight, so that's going to be big. They debuted it last night, didn't they, for middle school?
Mm-hmm.
But high school, this will be the first time they touched the field. So I know, like Clint said on Wednesday night, that you know there shouldn't be many people tuning in to exports. Not saying you know for a bad reason like that, but saying you want them to be to the game exactly
for all the right reasons.
Yes, for all the right reasons.
Tune in to us when you're done.
Yes, when you're done, I say go back and watch it. Yeah. But and then obviously you know going down to Loretto, it's Loretto and Lawrence County. Big rivalry game there is Lawrence County trying to redo the streak that they had of coming up with the win at home last year against Loretto. But Loretto trying to take it back and kind of go a little bit back and forth between the two. So I'm really looking forward to tonight.
Yeah, let's start off with Lawrence County and Loretto. Battle of the Buffalo, right? I got to get that rivalry right. There's a bunch of, got the cowbell, we got the highway series, we got a lot of stuff, which is great.
I think it's the Uncivil War.
Uncivil
War
is, all the things. So a big one here tonight, guys, and we know what Lawrence County did a week ago. Slow start against Summertown, but came out on fire, especially in the second half. Loretto got down big early on. The Cornersville fought back, made it a one-score game there in the fourth quarter before the other Bulldogs were able to pull it out there. But we know when these two get together, crazy things are going to happen, especially ever since I've been here. I don't know if it's me, but all of these games are high-scoring. They're down to the wire. They're fun. They're exciting. They're tense. And as history shows in this rivalry, it's kind of been that way for the last couple decades.
Yeah, I was about to say, during most of the time I was in high school, it wasn't that case. But, it seems like when you got here that they just instantly started putting on classics. And hopefully we get another one tonight. Loretto's trying to bounce back after a week 1 loss to Cornersville. Mm-hmm. But they showed a lot of promise in that game. They had good things. They had, obviously some bad things, and maybe they can put it together and try to put together a more complete game against Lawrence County.
Yeah, with Loretto, how they struggled against Cornersville last week, and how Lawrence County towards the end there took care of business against Summertown. You look at this game and you kind of wonder, okay, like what both teams are going to throw at each other, and I'm really eager to see what we see tonight from both teams. Obviously, Loretto, young team, new head coach as well, but you also look at Lawrence County, new head coach, won his first game last week though, and took care of business, got a little bit of veteran leadership in that locker room for Lawrence County. But then again, like you said, AJ, this is going to be one of those games that it's going to be intense. It's going to be a lot of passion. I know both student sections are going to be loud tonight. Mm-hmm. The fan base will be huge. I bet say ticket sales will be through the roof tonight. I'm looking forward to see what we see down in Loretto, because I know it'll be a very uncivil war. Yeah. I guess is what you'd say.
Yeah. One of the teams that's certainly ready to do battle tonight to try to make it back-to-back wins at Lawrence County. I spoke with them earlier this week. Here's what the Wildcats have to say heading into week number 2.
Hey, Garrick, week 1 in the books for you. Just talk about that win against Summertown.
Yeah, I think anytime you can, go in at halftime 14-14 and come out and do what we did in the third quarter, I think you got to be a little bit happy with that. Our guys came out, and it really wasn't a whole lot of difference in scheme or strategy or anything like that. It was just we kind of just let our hair down. We just started making plays, and it's just it's a very emotional game. It's a roller coaster game, and we got up here and was able to stay up there for most of the third quarter, and then fourth quarter put them away. And that's what you got to do when you're playing good teams. We knew if we could ever get out front, we felt like we had a really good chance. And, Summertown, right the opposite, they probably felt the opposite. They needed to keep the game in their hands, slow the game down, and they did pretty much what they wanted to in the first half, I would say, other than giving up Demetrius Silva's kickoff return. We still got a lot of things to clean up, but very happy with the outcome.
Yeah, it felt good. It was a sour taste in our mouths. It was a game we had circled. And, we wanted to come bust them in their lips. We let them play for a little bit, but we made some adjustments, and got a good win.
First game, Coach Barnett, how would you assess it was
I think it was good. I think we showed some perseverance and some grit, playing from behind, keeping our heads up, even when we was down, and they made some big plays. We was able to keep fighting and get the win.
Got another rivalry this week, going on the road to Loretto.
Yeah, Loretto, listen, they've got a young quarterback. They've got some young guys at some different spots. And I was talking to Coach Glass this weekend. We were talking about film and trading and stuff. And he said, I told him, I said, that can be dangerous, Coach, because sometimes you don't know what to expect. And those guys are the ones that just wind up in the right place at the right time and make a play when you need a play, and just happen to stumble into good things, bad things, or all different kinds of things. And so we look forward to it. It should be a crowded atmosphere. Look for both stands, and I think both of them are new, right? They got new bleachers down there, so look for both of those stands to be packed out and ready for a good one.
Yeah, I think we're all excited. Over the weekend we enjoyed the win, but we came here today, and at the end of the day, this whole week, we're not worried about Summertown, we're worried about Loretto. We want to go 3-0 in these rivalry games, 10-0 in general, but we really want to stick it to Loretto.
What kind of improvements you want to see this team make from week 1 to week 2?
I think we've got to come out and obviously set the tone a little bit earlier. And it may have been just we were a little tight early. Just feeling like we had to make every play as opposed to, hey, let's get through 4 or 5 yards here. Let's make the stop at 2 or 3 yards. We don't have to make a play in the backfield. Just little things like that that you can clean up. And also it's a different scheme. Their offense is completely different it's like the opposite end of what Summertown was. And so, it's a little bit different mapping it out and getting our guys ready for this week. Special teams, we need to win special teams. We gave up a punt for a touchdown last week. We got to eliminate that, and then we just got to be solid in every aspect.
I would say offensively coming out more efficiently. We start off real slow. We only had one offensive touchdown in the first half, so I want more efficiency offensively. Defense to come out, get a 3 and out, not let them drive the field and everything. That's what I want to see.
Finally, what's it going to take to get a win there on Friday?
It's going to take everybody. It's going to be a team effort. Receivers got to be good, running backs, linemen, D-line, secondary, everything. We got to, build off each other, play some complimentary football, and we'll get out there with a win.
Well, guys, the vibe around this team is special this year. I mean, Garrett Barnett has done a great job already. I know we're just in a game in, but everyone senses there's something different with this team. We saw it last week. I've seen it a lot in practice. And, this is a team that's pretty confident that's going over the Loretto tonight.
Yeah, I mean, there have been Lawrence County teams in the past where if they got down 14-6, early, late in the first half against a Summertown team, it may have laid down. Like the team, maybe, somewhat kind of what we saw last year. But this team stayed in it, stayed consistent, and then was able to kind of wear down Summertown and kind of put it on them there at the end.
Yeah, and obviously, from the games I've done in the past with Lawrence County, it always felt like they kind of shot themselves in the foot, or they were just kind of undisciplined. But with this group this past week, it's like they stayed calm, cool, and collective, like you were saying. Clint was saying as well whenever he was there for the game. Just something feels different about this. Obviously, Garrett Barnett, he's got those guys locked in. He's got them focused and bought in with what he's selling to them. And like you said, there's a lot of confidence in that locker room going down to Loretto tonight. So. It's a big game to kind of see where you're at, and then after that, you're going to be going into region play pretty quick. So, after that, I think Columbia Central is their next game. Giles. Okay, so it's not region, but right after that, it's going to be region play. So, you look at where they were, and there's a lot of excitement in that locker room right now.
Yeah, well, let's go to the home team tonight in Loretto, looking to get back on the right track and get their first win in the Bryce Glass era.
All right, Bryce, I know week one didn't go exactly the way you guys wanted to. What kind of lessons you guys take from that loss to Cornersville?
Man, it was tough. With our inexperience, AJ, we were in the game. We gave ourselves a chance to win the ball game. I mean, that's all you can ask for. Now, we ain't okay with losing by no means, but we had a chance to win the game. We just didn't execute down the stretch. So I couldn't be happier with their effort, though. I thought our effort was there. So not happy that we lost, but there's some positives.
It's my first week back, coming back from basic. Trying to get in a lot during the week. I take ownership on that loss on the defensive side. I should have took leadership in the first quarter, second quarter. Second half, they didn't score.
For you and this team, how do you move on from week one to week two?
Just look forward, watching the film, trying to correct the things that we did and we messed up on, but just keep looking forward, just keep pushing forward.
Quarterback played well, you hit some big plays, the offense generated some points, so there's certainly a lot to build off on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we had almost 400 yards of total offense. With 3 turnovers, that's pretty impressive that we were still able to get to that many yards with the amount of turnovers we had, and that's just some stuff we got to clean up.
Lawrence County coming up next, and your first taste of a rivalry game as a head coach.
Yeah, they're really good. Their D-line is as good as anybody's. They're impressive from start to back, and I mean they're a good football team. We're gonna have our hands full for sure.
What kind of things did you see out of them on film that impressed you, and things to look out for here on Friday?
D-line's really, really good. Quarterback play, he's solid. Don't make many mistakes back there. Running back can run with anybody. I mean, they're a solid team from start to finish. So we're going to have our hands full for sure.
It means the world to us. It's my last time to get a good crack at them. So we're going to lay it all out on the line. That's what we're going to do. Lay it all out on the line.
Finally, Logan, what's it going to take to get a win here on Friday night?
It's going to take everybody. 11 on D, 11 on O. It's going to take everybody to work together, and we're really going to push through this one. Head on.
We're going to play really well. Their roster size is huge, and ours is not. We're going to play really well Friday to give our chance a chance to win a ball game.
All right, guys, what are the keys to the game coming up tonight for both sides if they're going to bring home a victory in here in week number 2?
Well, for Loretto, it's definitely got to be limiting turnovers. They had too many last week, and one of them ended up costing them the game there at the end. If they can keep the ball, if the only time they're giving the ball to Lawrence County is off a punt or off of scoring drive, I think they can live with that.
Yeah, obviously, same thing. I agree with that. Limit turnovers and to be able to limit mistakes too as well. Obviously, we saw a lot of mistakes that they made against Cornersville. And, just kind of being able to grow up in the game. Obviously, we know Loretto's a very young team compared to Lawrence County. But, like you said, just limiting turnovers and be able to limit mistakes and take advantage of Lawrence County mistakes and possible turnovers and be able to do something with that. We saw where Cornersville gave Loretto plenty of opportunities to take advantage of their turnovers and mistakes like that. So Loretto's got to be able to capitalize on those as well.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, guys, coming up next here, a new ballpark getting opened up in Lawrence County is Summertown. We'll break in the new digs as Wayne County comes to town. We'll take a look at that game when we return here on Friday Night Lights.
Since opening our doors in 1904, Builtwell Bank has existed to be the local economic engine for the communities we serve. No matter if you're buying a car, saving for retirement, or finally buying that forever home, Builtwell Bank is here to help. From personal checking and savings accounts to a full suite of business and commercial banking with treasury management services, we'll make sure you'll have a dedicated Builtwell banker that understands your unique needs and stands by you every step of the way. No matter where you are in Tennessee or Northwest Georgia, there's likely a Builtwell Bank location nearby. Come see us and let our dedicated financial team help you with all of your banking needs. Member FDIC.
Good Works at Home, formerly known as the Summit at Home, is a licensed non-skilled agency dedicated to helping you maintain your independence at home for as long as possible. Our compassionate and caring staff provide support in various areas, including dressing, bathing, personal hygiene, transportation, cleaning, and companionship. Please call our office about services, payment options, and long-term care policies at 931-762-2310. We look forward to assisting you with keeping your independence longer.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome back to Friday Night Lights, getting you ready for week 2 of high school football across southern middle Tennessee. And we got a big one tonight. Old region foes, Wayne County and Summertown, going to meet up in the northern part of the county as the Eagles break in their brand new stadium. Sort of on campus. It's on the elementary school campus, but that's all pretty much tied together over there. But a lot of excitement for Summertown tonight. It's a place, they've got lockers, they've got lights, they've got brand new grass.
It's a big upgrade.
Yeah.
Will's got a press box.
Will has a
press box.
Will is pumped. He can't wait for it, but there's going to be a lot of excitement over at Summertown tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to, I talked about this Wednesday on Exports Live, and I was saying, when was the last time we broke a new stadium in this county? And other than Summertown's first stadium that they opened up back when they started football, I think it was 2015 or 16 was their first season there. It's been a while. So it's going to be really exciting, and like Clint said, anybody in Summertown that's there tonight, go out and enjoy the new stadium, and you should have a good football game with a team like Wayne County coming in.
Absolutely, and speaking for Wayne County, I know basically almost all of, if not all of Summertown will be there. So if you're from Wayne County, you probably need to leave Wayne County here in the next 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Probably get your kids out of school early to make sure to get good parking and all that stuff, because that place is going to be jam-packed.
Yep.
I mean, they're going to have to park all in the elementary parking. They're going to have to walk probably quite a bit because it's going to be a big night. I know they're doing a lot of stuff pregame to open up the new stadium. recognize some people and some teams and stuff like that. I know Will was texting our group chat about that. So it's going to be a really historic night in Summertown tonight. So I'm really looking forward to it. And hopefully, Summertown, a tough team in Wayne County is coming in tonight, and hopefully they can break out the new stadium with a win.
Wayne County coming off a really good win against a really good Richland team. This is a big physical, experienced bunch. Last time they came to Summertown, they put it on the Eagles. The Eagles got some revenge last year. So these two have had their fair share of back and forth in this rivalry.
Oh, yeah, and we've seen Wayne County a little bit this year ourselves in person when we went out there for Loretto's Jamboree. And this Wayne County team's tough. They're physical. They're going to run the ball, and they have a smart team. I mean, we didn't see hardly any mistakes from them in that Jamboree and while their starters were in the game. And so it really is going to be a good challenge for Summertown to see if they can, put a stop to this Wildcat offense.
Yeah, Wayne County, they play with tempo. They're really good, sound offensively and defensively. Whenever we saw it with Loretto, and I went back and watched that, or the Wayne County and Richland game, whatever the footage I could find there. But you looked at Wayne County and we looked at Richland, how we knew how good Richland would be, and we knew how good Wayne County was. Well, it was kind of a little bit of a surprise when it came to Wayne County, just how much they dominated Richland in a lot of ways. So, I'm really looking forward to it. And like you said, Summertown's got their hands full. But, with a night like tonight, maybe the crowd can definitely help them out, give them the support and all that stuff, because they're going to need it tonight against Wayne County. And, with a brand new stadium, what a way to get a win tonight for sure.
Yep. Now let's hear what the Eagles have to say as I caught up with them earlier this week.
All right, Coach, no one the way the other night wanted to go for you guys, but what kind of lessons can you take from a game like that?
Well, we got a lot of things to learn from. I mean, there was a lot of mistakes in the game, and I believe there's wins and there's lessons, so we got a lot of lessons to learn. But, we did some good things. We, I ain't going to replay the game, but you saw it, and everybody else did too. But we did some good things, moved the ball in the first half. I thought we looked like a pretty good football team at times, and like we've looked. And then we had some real crucial mistakes. Had a turnover, had a miscommunication or two on some plays. We got a couple people running different plays, and I'll chalk it up first game jitters or whatever, and give Lawrenceburg credit. They did a good job Friday night. So a lot of good things, but yeah, a lot of mistakes as we go back through the film to correct.
Well, from that game, we could just, take all the film that we had, fix the mistakes that we had and do better next week, and, come into next week stronger and, we'll fight hard, try to win.
Now, obviously, moving on to this coming weekend, your first home game and the first game in the new ballpark.
Yeah, there's a lot of excitement around that. I know our community's excited about it. I've heard a lot of talk for several weeks now, and man, we're coming right down the wire on getting everything finished, and we're going to get a couple practices in there this week. And like you said, I expect a big crowd and a lot of excitement around the game Friday night.
Very excited. We're all super excited. Like some of the guys came out the other night watching the lights get programmed. It was looking super cool under the lights.
Another good team you got to face, Wayne County. Another tough one here in week 2.
Yeah, very good football team, and we still remember 2 years ago they smacked us, and I don't just mean beat us. I mean they smacked us. They were more physical than us. They were a really strong physical team right here on this field, and we went over last year, and I felt like our physicality was better, and we matched up with them a little better, and it was a close game that we pulled out. But I expect the same physicality. They got a good-looking football team.
Very, very physical team. It's gonna be a dogfight. It's gonna come back. It's gonna come down to fundamentals, doing the little things right.
What kind of improvements do you want to see from week 1 into week 2?
Well, at first everybody wants to see improvements, right? Because you got stuff on film when they've seen things now that everybody else saw, and it's out there, and we want to go improve on. But a lot of things the things I mentioned, we've got to eliminate. We got to eliminate the turnover. We've got to get on the same page when we call play. We got to have all 11 guys run the same play instead of a different play. That would help. And I don't think there's any way of skirting around it. I think our guys got tired, and we've got to be a little better condition-wise and play a little smarter in that regard. And I told them today, it's not X's and O's. We're going to work on improving those things, but fundamentals is what wins the game. You got to get it lined up. You got to get in a stance. You got to take on blocks. You got to play with good pad level. You got to block. You got to tackle, and that's what wins. My senior year in high school, I interviewed one of our coaches that had retired, and he won over 200-something games. I forget how many Coach Stroud won. And, that's one of the things I still remember as vivid as yesterday. And he was a single wing guy. And he said, Dan, it don't matter what you do, you got to block and tackle. So that's what we're trying to work on, block and tackle, and get better at fundamentals.
Fix those mental mistakes. I feel like we used a little too much of our, adrenaline and energy on, getting hyped up before the game. We got to be more calm and ready, and then use that energy in the game and fight hard.
Favorite question? What's it going to take to get a win here on Friday?
Outscore them, play good defense, and again, eliminate the. Seriously, defensively, I thought the other thing that disappointed me the other night, we gave up some big plays, and again, I think that goes back to getting lined up and being in the right stance and playing your right technique. And so pursuit to the ball, all those things, we're working on some of that stuff right now. But yeah, we got a lot of improvements to make, and we got to do it sustain that for 4 quarters.
Obviously, for Summertown tonight, they're going to have to play almost a perfect game when they take on Wayne County. Got a lot of talent on this team. Depth is an issue for the Eagles. And when you're playing a physical team like that, you got to find ways to do so. But if you're going to trust anybody, Dan Winfrey and his coaching staff, that's a pretty good staff to trust.
Yeah, that's as much experience as you could want on a coaching staff. I think the key for Summertown tonight is don't come out too hot. And I say that in a sense that you're excited. It's a new stadium, all this, that, and the other. You can't come out too hot, because as soon as that wears off, second quarter, and you're drained, and you don't have a backup.
Right.
So they try to play a full game. Don't waste all of it in the first quarter.
Yeah, that, and also limit your turnovers also, because like you said, the adrenaline's going to be high. There's going to be a lot of energy in that new stadium tonight, and what that could lead to. They could lead to false starts. Some flags, some stuff like that. So that's one thing that Summertown's going to have to keep an eye on for sure. And, with a team like Wayne County, kind of real tempo and disciplined team like that as well, Summertown's just got to take advantage and be able to execute well against Wayne County. So that's probably my key, too, for Summertown tonight.
Well, speaking of Wayne County, we also caught up with them earlier this week. Here's what the Wildcats have to say.
Well, Coach, got a good win right here against a really good team on Friday night, and a good way to start the year.
It was. It was a heck of a ball game. 2 good football teams, and I couldn't be more proud of our guys for the way they competed the other night, man. Richland came in, outstanding football team, and did some really good things, and had us in some bad spots throughout the game, but our kids kept battling and was able to pull out the win.
Well, it was good competition. Came out week 1. I believe they was ranked pretty high in the state, and had high expectations. Good freshman quarterback, good team all around. Could sling it all over the yard, and our guys showed up, especially our secondary there in the second half, and was able to stop them and get the win.
It's kind of what you've talked about the last couple of years finish, and it's 16-14 going into the half, and you have to hold off a really good team there in the second half.
Absolutely. It was big for us to get that score right there right before half and go up 16-14, going in with a little bit of momentum, and to be able to come out and to control an offense like Richland has and not let them score the second half, that was huge for us. To be able to keep them out of the zone, and especially that last drive, and be able to step up and make some big plays right there.
It felt great. Just coming down here and showing our fight, especially in that second half. Neither team scored, and just especially that play right before halftime with 9 seconds left, came down here, caught an absolute bomb, and ran a couple guys over to get in the end zone. Really just put a staple on what we want to do this season.
Got another tough game this week. I got to go over to take on Summertown.
We do. Going over there, and we know it's going to be a good atmosphere over there with being the first high school game at their new place. So we know they're going to be hyped up. Going to be a different style than what we saw this last week with what Summertown likes to do. But we're looking forward to that challenge as well. We'll try to get them coached up and be ready for it.
They're at their brand new field. I believe we're their first game, high school game at least there. And they're going to be the exact opposite of Richland. They're going to try to run it at you. They ain't going to try to throw it a whole lot. And, we got to show up for that too and hit them in the mouth.
Road games are always tough, but this one kind of feels a little bit different, knowing new ballpark, everything that they got going on this week.
Right. And I know they're going to have a lot of different events going on over there, and a lot of stuff to open up the facility and all that stuff. So we got to be able to manage that. It's always difficult going to somebody else's place, just dealing with all the stuff that goes on, outside the field. But we got to take care of what we can take care of inside the lines, and not listen to all that excess stuff that's going to be taking place.
What's it going to take to get a win there on Friday?
We got to go there and take care of the football. We got to be able to get their offense off the field. They're a team that likes to control the football, control the time of possession. So we got to be a good defensive team Friday. Get them off the field, and we need to finish drives ourselves.
Well, we got to control the line of scrimmage mainly. Got to come out and make sure our guys know where to line up, know responsibilities, and just make sure we're in our right headspace when we come in.
So, guys, what are the keys to the game tonight for both sides?
Yeah, like I said, for Summertown, you can't come out too high, obviously. You don't want to burn out all that energy for that adrenaline rush from coming out in a new stadium. For Wayne County, it's just play sound football. They probably have more talent top to bottom than Summertown does. But for them, they need to play clean. If you come in here and make a couple mistakes, anything can happen. That's why you got to play the game.
Yeah, absolutely. From Summertown side, I completely agree with you, Michael. You got to limit yourself. Don't get too high off of the new stadium. It's a historic night. Don't get me wrong with that, but also you got to be able to take care of business and know what's the key at hand. So you got to play clean. You got to execute every play against this Wayne County team that's really sound. And for Wayne County, obviously, like you said, just do what they do. Play your tempo football. Don't hurt yourself, and don't hurt yourself where you can help yourself. So that's probably the thing that Wayne County needs to focus on, and don't give Summertown any hope, because that crowd tonight will keep them into that game for sure.
Yeah. Coming up next, guys, we check in with Collinwood and Richland as they get ready for week 2 as well.
Here at Fields and Brown Barbershop, legacy means a lot. We're trying to fill big shoes left by my 2 uncles and my grandfather, where every haircut came with conversation and every customer left a little taller than when they walked in. The barbershop is about pride. It's about knowing your barber knows your name and your story. Come see us at Fields and Brown Barbershop, where tradition never goes out of style. 3 generations, 1 legacy, your barbershop.
Arctic Air keeps your home or business comfortable. For more than 20 years, we provided outstanding residential and commercial services through Southern Middle Tennessee. Whether you need assistance with your heat, air conditioning, preventive maintenance, or anything in between, trust our reliable team to get the job done. We'll take the time to figure out your specific needs and recommend what we believe is right and best for your situation.
We've been using Arctic Air for over 15 years now. Their service is great, they're here when we need them, and their prices are competitive. They take the worry out of the heat and air so I don't have to.
Arctic Air, when you need us, we'll be there.
At C&B Linen, fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you. Because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen. Because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome back to Friday Night Lights as we get you ready for everything going down in week number 2 in the high school football season here in Southern Middle Tennessee. We previewed 2 games already. Now let's head on over to Giles County, where Richland will be at home for the first time here in 2025.
Without the unwavering efforts of so many over the last decade, including the tremendous support of the Schaefer family for that small hayfield, this Summertown dream would have never become a reality. Our community has built more than just a new facility. You have laid the foundation for a program that will inspire generations. You have set the bar high for all who will follow. Tonight is your night. It is a night for Summertown to remember forever. As most of you know, on December 27th, 2024, we lost Mr. Frank Schaefer. Mr. Schaefer and family played a huge role in the creation and development of Summertown youth football. It was in those early years that the dream would be created, and I think it's safe to say he would be thrilled to know that now that dream has turned into reality. At this time, on behalf of the Schaefer family, we would like to present this one-of-a-kind, hand-carved wooden eagle that belonged to Mr. Schaefer to Summertown High School football to be proudly displayed in the football locker room so that we will always remember that this reality started with just a dream. Tonight, we would also like to recognize the incredible dedication and oversight that has brought this project 10 years in the making to life. At this time, we would like to recognize the following individuals for their shared vision and oversight to make this dream a reality. Representing Summertown High School, Principal Greg Burleson. Assistant Principal Kim Bright. Assistant Principal and Athletic Director, Langdon Stanley. Summertown High School Football Coach, Dan Winfrey. 2024 and 25 Summertown High School Principal and current High School Supervisor, Mr. Brian Porter. On behalf of Lawrence County Schools Maintenance, Mr. Larry Brown. On behalf of Lawrence County School System, Mr. Michael Atkins and Mr. Brian Tucker. This project started back in 2021 and has been across the desk of several board members who may no longer be with us. Tonight, on behalf of Lawrence County Board of Education, old and new, we would like to recognize Mrs. Janet Alexander. On behalf of the Lawrence County Commission, Mr. David Morgan. On behalf of Doss Brothers Construction, Mr. Tyler Doss, and Project Manager, Mr. Zach LaRue. At this time, we would like to ask anyone, young or old, past or present, that has been a part of this journey, whether it be nailing a board, donating time or money, or involved in the youth league, please rise and let's give our Summertown community a huge round of applause.